Hello and welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today I am here to share with you my reading plans for the month of May. Let's talk books. How did we get here? How is it May already? I feel like it was New Year's Eve 2022, yesterday or last week. What's happening? Whatevs. I am still super excited for my reading this month. We have the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books coming up, and so I would like to leave room for some purchases, even if I don't end up reading them this month. I feel like I want to leave room for some impulsive mood reading. So I only have about 7 books on my TBR for May, and without any further ado, let's dive in. I would like to start with the library books that I've been holding on to for quite some time. Let's start with this one, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I have had this library book checked out for quite a while, and I want to read it. I'm excited to read it, but your girl has a lot of books she's excited to read, which has prevented me from opening this one up. But I think May is the time. I love this grown folks romance. It's a second chance romance between an ex-husband and an ex-wife. They are co-parenting. They are dealing with adult issues. And I find that a lot of romance novels are a little unrealistic in that regard. So I have a lot of high expectations for this book because it's my vibe. I'm in my 40s, and it would be nice to read a grown folks romance and not feel like that is so beyond my imagination, that's so unrealistic. This seems realistic to me. And I hear that it tugs at the heartstrings. People will cry, they will laugh, and there is some spice because Kennedy Ryan always delivers on the spice. So I can't wait to read Before I Let Go. I hope no one in my area has been chomping at the bit to read this series because I've got all 3 books of this series here at my house, checked out from the library. Here we go with the first one, The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Frye by Rachel Joyce. I was so excited in January to read this book and prepare by reading this book and the sequel in preparation for the 3rd book in the series, Maureen, which came out in February, I believe. And yet here I am. I haven't opened any of them, but I'm hopeful. This is melancholy, and I just feel like I had other melancholy reads and wasn't in the mood for more of those. I think May is the month. I'm excited to read about this journey because this is the author of one of my favorite books of last year, Miss Benson's Beale. A little tongue twister there. And I'm hopeful that this series will be amazing, as I feel like all of her writing is. I have told you about this in my library book haul, so check out that video if you would like to learn more. All right, I checked out this book from the school library where I work, and it's overdue as well. And Bonnie from Books with Bonnie was like, girl, you need to read this book. And she said that for my February TBR. Here we are in May, but here we are with The Inheritance Games. I think this series is going to be one that surprises me in all the good ways. We've got this woman who gets this inheritance, this humongous inheritance from a stranger or someone that is an acquaintance, not a relative, is the point. And the surviving relatives are feeling some kind of way about that. What's up with this? Who is this person? Why was she left all this money and not us? And the inheritance games begin. I think that this will be a fun time. It's a young adult novel, which is my vibe as well. I think for the month of May, it will be such a fun read. I'm looking forward to reading The Inheritance Games. And my love bug, A. Marie, is such an amazing fellow book lover and friend. And I am so excited to read one of the books that she gifted me quite a while ago, titled Unlikely Animals by Annie Hartnett. Now, this is an A. Marie's book club selection from quite a while ago, and I'm usually good about reading all of the A. Marie's Book Club selections, and something was going on with me. I'm sure I was mood reading and had way too many books on my TBR that month that prevented me from reading Unlikely Animals, and here we are. Better late than never. This is a book I've been anticipating on reading, and do I even know a lot of what it's about? Other than A. Marie's video explaining, I'm not really sure. But I think I'm going to love it. Natural-born healer Emma Starling once had big plans for her life, but she's lost her way. A medical school dropout, she's come back to small-town Everton, New Hampshire, to care for her father who is dying from a mysterious brain disease. Clive Starling has been hallucinating small animals as well as having visions of the ghost of a long-dead naturalist, Ernest Harold Baines, once known for letting wild animals live in his house. This ghost has been giving Clive some ideas on how to spend his final days. Emma arrives home, knowing she must face her dad's illness, her mom's judgment, and her younger brother's recent stint in rehab, but she's unprepared to find that her former best friend from high school is missing, with no one bothering to look for her. The police say they don't spend much time looking for drug addicts. Emma's dad is the only one convinced the young woman might still be alive, and Emma is hopeful he could be right. Someone should look for her, at least. Emma isn't really trying to be a hero, but somehow she and her father bring about just the kind of miracle the town needs. We have a small town. We have a lot going on. Oh yes, I cannot wait to read Unlikely Animals. The last two books are books that I purchased at Pal's bookstore in Portland, Oregon. And the first one I'm going to show you fulfills my goal of reading 12 books, 12 classic books by 12 Black authors. And that book is If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. I go into detail about the synopsis of this book in my Pal's Book Haul video, which I encourage you to check out. Just know that James Baldwin is an exquisite writer, legendary. He is greatly missed, but we are blessed to be left with his wonderful works of art. And this is a young romance between a young man and a young woman, and they're about to get married. They have a child, and there's a twist. Our love interest, the man, is imprisoned, and I believe wrongfully accused, if I'm not mistaken. This throws a wrench into their romance, but they still are committed to each other, and so you've got all the emotions that come about from reading a story like this. I am so excited to read this book. This is my second James Baldwin book to read, and I think it's going to be perfect for the month of May. My next Pal's Book Haul purchase that I plan to read in May is The Wind at My Back: Resilience, Grace, and Other Gifts from My Mentor, Raven Wilkinson by Misty Copeland. I am a former dancer, and once a dancer, always a dancer. I love reading about dance and dancers and all things dance. And this book is one that I've been looking forward to reading because I admire Misty Copeland, I admire Raven Wilkinson, and it is just so heartwarming that Misty Copeland has decided to give Raven Wilkinson her flowers, because there are so many pioneers, so many dancers that came before her that deserve their recognition. And I think a true legend, a true star, acknowledges that and gives honor and credit where honor and credit is due. So I'm excited to read it. Again, if you want to learn more about this book, check out that Pal's Book Haul video. And last but not least, my love bug Krista from Books and Jams is the wonderful book friend that decided to choose a book for me to read in the month of May, and she chose Girl with a Louding Voice, and she wants me to listen to the audiobook, so that's why you don't see it here in my hands, because I'm going to do exactly what she said. She told me that the reading experience is phenomenal. I should say the listening experience is phenomenal via audiobook, and I cannot wait to read it. It's been on my TBR since, I believe, Jenna's book club made that book a selection. I think it was one of Jenna's first reads of her book club. So that just tells you how long it's been. And I cannot wait to read it. Thank you, Krista, for giving me that little nudge, girl. I will definitely listen to it this month. All right, here we go, friends. My plans for May, my reading plans for May. What are your reading plans? As always, I want to know. I love you. Thank you for sticking around. Let's chat it up in the comment section below. Check out more of my videos. See what's going on in La Rosa's world of reading. And until next time, happy reading to you. Bye.